Since the new Toyota Tacoma, the 4th generation, is so bad, why do we keep buying them? Why is the 4th generation Toyota Tacoma still the best-selling mid-size truck? I mean, there are other options out there, right? You've got the Chevy Colorado, particularly the ZR2. I actually really dig that truck. I love the looks of it. I think it rivals the Tacoma for the best looking truck on the road right now in the mid-size version. There's also the Jeep Gladiator. Of course, I have one because I really like the Jeep Gladiator. You could buy one of those instead of the new 4th generation Toyota Tacoma. You might even go car. You might go EV. God forbid you should go EV, right? I know a lot of truck owners don't like the EVs. Me in particular, I like them. I think they're pretty damn quick, and that's what I like about them. Now, the new Toyota Tacoma, why buy one if they're so horrible? You hear a lot of complaints from, I think, the naysayers out there, and probably more of the trolls, people who are really just pissed off about the pricing. I mean, let's face it, the cost of the new Toyota Tacoma, it's insane. Mid-40s, 50s, even up in the $60,000 and $70,000 range, depending upon what version or trim level you want to look for, right? I saw a report recently on I believe it was a TRD Pro, and they'd even added some things to it, a dealership somewhere. 90 grand. 90 grand for a mid-size pickup truck? There is no way in hell I would pay that kind of money. No way. I'd buy something else. Maybe I'd buy a Porsche or something. I don't know. You're getting into big money there. But for this particular one, pricing was, I believe it ended up being somewhere around mid to low 40s. I don't recall exactly. Still up there, still way too much money in my opinion. My limit for any mid-size truck, and this is really pushing it, would be 50 grand. And a lot of people on the channel, I made a video recently about maybe I made a mistake, some regrets in buying the TRD off-road. They suggested that I should buy the hybrid. And I have nothing against the hybrid. Supposedly the hybrid is quicker because it's got that battery assist, right? It would be awesome to have something faster, but I'm not going to spend over $50,000 for a mid-size pickup truck. I think it's crazy. We as the consumer have to draw the line somewhere, right? Otherwise, the next generation of Toyota Tacoma is going to start, for the base, lowest trim level, probably high 40s. And then we'll be up into the probably $60,000 range, or at least mid-50s or more for a TRD version. It's nuts. There has to be a limit, right? But why keep buying the truck? You know, I'm on my, I think, 9th, could even be 10th Toyota Tacoma. I always wanted to try out the different trim levels and stuff, and honestly, I get a little bored once in a while. I want to try something new. I love that new car smell, or in this case, new truck smell. And maybe it's, if I'm being honest, even something as petty as colors. I won't do that again, but I have done that in the past. I'll admit it. So why do we keep buying it? Well, first of all, it is a gorgeous truck. Again, I still say the mid-size Toyota Tacoma is the best looking truck out there, even this generation. And it did take me a little while to warm up to it, and I think that's because you kind of have to get used to it, and put your own touch on it. Something, of course, that you can do with the Toyota Tacoma. There are tons of aftermarket accessories out there. Once you change the tires, put the fancier wheels on, get the offset that you want, a tougher offset in this case, at least I think so. Tint the windows, put some sliders on there, you know, anything that really endears the truck to you. Suddenly it starts to become a lot more attractive, right? And that was difficult for Toyota to do because the 3rd generation is still a gorgeous looking truck. And in my opinion, all Toyota really needed to do was bring more of the tech up to date inside the 3rd gen. Go ahead and put a 4-cylinder turbo in it. Give us that more power, a little better acceleration. And I don't think they honestly would have needed to change the body style at all. And they didn't make huge changes. It's got some more lines, some stampings in it and things. Of course, we had the new front end with a different grille. This is an aftermarket grille in my case. It's an aftermarket TRD Pro style grille. Some call it the Heritage grille. Definitely the look you want for the truck, I think. And this is another one of those things that kind of endear you to the truck after you change it out because it looks so much better. It's funny, I was driving down the road the other day, and now that I have this grille on the truck, I have a hard time telling the difference between the Tacoma and the Tundra with that same Pro style grille on the front. But it looks awesome. As far as the tech and stuff, they did update everything inside. Of course, we still have the phone problem, right? The dreaded phone problem. Now, is that really a problem on Toyota's end? I don't think so. It's because new phones come out, the phone manufacturers update and change the software, and the trucks can't keep up. They don't have any over-the-air programming, much like the Tesla does, and I love that about the Tesla. But they can't update over the air to be able to, I guess, make the truck compatible with the latest and greatest phones out there. So of course you're going to have issues. However, I do think that it should be as up to date as whatever the current level of phones are that are out there. So it doesn't really make sense to me that you have phone problems, connectivity problems, with new versions of the truck and older versions of phones. Nonetheless, it's very frustrating, I know. We do have the new big screen inside. I love that. It's one of the reasons that I traded off my 2024 Sport and jumped into the TRD off-road. As I mentioned in a previous video, something I do regret, only because really of the styling and the acceleration that Sport seemed to have was a little bit better than the TRD off-road in my experience. As far as power, acceleration, I talk about this all the time because it's one of the biggest things that I look for in any vehicle. This truck is far superior to what the 3rd gen was. It has the 8-speed transmission, much smoother. Haven't heard any complaints really about the transmission in this truck. The V4, or the 4-cylinder, I should say, turbo, works really well in this truck, gives it the power that you would need. The comfort in the truck, I think they did make an improvement there as well. The seating is better. No longer do you have to put those seat jackers in to bring the front of the seat up so that it's not digging into your thighs as you're out driving around. Just a better truck overall, in my opinion. Quality-wise, of course, time will tell. A lot of the trolls out there want to say that the truck's not going to last because of the turbo. Honestly, we don't know until that first 4-cylinder turbo Tacoma hits 500,000 miles or whatever. You really can't say. Anyway, I do think the new generation is much, much better. It is not a bad truck, as again, some of the trolls would have you believe. Take one out, take one for a ride, see what you think of it. I always love the comments from people who dog the truck and have never even sat in one. Let me know, I'd be curious. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.